House and Senate Democrats have launched investigations into the Trump administration's decision to close a criminal inquiry into Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, after he allegedly accepted a $50,000 bribe in exchange for government contracts related to immigration.
It's amazing that we could have a federal government official in a high-ranking position who took bags of cash, $50,000, promising that he could get contracts from people. That's what we're told was on the tape. Now, I know that this was before the election and before he was actually selected to be the border czar and all of that, but he anticipated going into the Trump administration. This clearly meets the definition of bribery for the purposes of the Constitution. The word bribery is in the impeachment clause of the Constitution. And the founders' concept of bribery was significantly broader than the current criminal statute. The criminal statute only allows you to prosecute someone who has been selected to be a government official or is a government official. So maybe he can skirt around the current criminal statute if he didn't take any action in return for the money or accept any more money after he was notified he would become the border czar. But this is clearly within the definition of bribery that's used for impeachment. A federal official could be impeached for this. That's what the framers intended when bribery was included in the impeachment clause.
So, too, on the Homan investigation, I mean, can you just speak to, did the president ask the Justice Department to close the case? And does Homan have to return the $50,000?
Well, Mr. Homan never took the $50,000 that you're referring to, so you should get your facts straight, number one. Number two, this was another example of the weaponization of the Biden Department of Justice against one of President Trump's strongest and most vocal supporters in the midst of a presidential campaign. You had FBI agents going undercover to try and entrap one of the president's top allies and supporters, someone who they knew very well would be taking a government position months later. Mr. Homan did absolutely nothing wrong, and even the President's Department of Justice, even Kash Patel's FBI, looked into this just to make sure. They had a number of different prosecutors and FBI agents who looked into this. They found zero evidence of illegal activity or criminal wrongdoing. In the White House and the President stand by Tom Homan 100% because he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he is a brave public servant who has done a phenomenal job in helping the president shut down the border.
Give you a chance to address this article that came out over the weekend, and it was on our always reliable MSNBC, and they said that you took $50,000 in cash in a bag from an undercover FBI agent to help them win government contracts in Trump's second term. The DOJ said they concluded there was no criminal wrongdoing, but nevertheless, that story is out there, and I imagine you want to respond to that.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I did nothing criminal. I did nothing illegal. And there's hit piece after hit piece after hit piece. And I'm glad the FBI and DOJ came out and said, said that nothing illegal happened and nothing, no criminal activity. You're talking about a guy who spent 34 years enforcing the law. I mean, I left a very successful business that I ran to come back and work for a government again. I'm back on a government paycheck. Not only did I sacrifice my family sacrifices, I make sacrifices every day. I got more death threats than anybody. I got a security team around me, but guess what? My kids don't. My wife don't. I mean, I haven't lived with my wife in months because I don't want her to be here right now with all the threats. So after all the sacrifices, after serving my nation for all these years, they want to come on and dirty me up. And it's not going to end. There's a hit piece on me every 2 weeks. But keep coming, because you know what? Tom Homan isn't going anywhere. Tom Homan isn't shutting up. And Tom Homan's going to keep doing what he's doing, because working with President Trump's the greatest honor of my life. We're making this country safer again every day, and we're going to keep doing it.
This is about as straightforward as it gets. Look, we try to not overuse this unprecedented word. Mm-hmm. This is truly unprecedented. Never before have we had a president overtly and publicly instructing his attorney general, I need you to indict my political enemies. And why this is such a big deal is what has defined DOJ, what has made DOJ over the decades and centuries, Republican, Democratic administrations alike, is a degree of independence when it comes to that prosecutorial function. And so it's incredibly dangerous if you have a president who is ordering an AG, who knows nothing about the evidence, by the way, the president, to say, go after these people, indict them, evidence be damned. That is a red line that's being crossed.
And as part of this, one U.S. attorney has been removed, another said to be being brought in. What does it do to put a new prosecutor on this?
Well, it does nothing to improve the quality of the evidence against Letitia James or any of the other people. And this is an important point. We don't know here in the public all of the evidence against Letitia James, let's say, for example. However, we do know a couple things. One, a team of career prosecutors, the people who were running this case for months, looked at it and ultimately concluded there's not a viable criminal charge here. More to the point, the now former U.S. attorney, a guy named Eric Seibert, he was against charging it. And you know how he got that job in the first place? Trump appointed him. And then finally, Todd Blanche, the deputy U.S. attorney, deputy attorney general for the United States, who used to represent Donald Trump in his criminal cases and has very much shown himself to be a Trump loyalist. He too, according to the reporting, pushed back on this and said this is not a viable criminal charge. I think we can draw a lesson from that.
Day one of the administration, when President Trump asked me to come back and we entered on duty, I met with ethics attorneys. And by law, you're supposed to recuse yourself from any company you had affiliations with before. But I took it a step further. I recused myself from all federal contracts. I won't have any decision-making in any federal contract, but people, including this recent case, people are saying, I'm going to line the pockets of people. I signed that declaration. I do not make decisions in any federal contracts. And just so people know, I make about 18% of what I've made in my company to come back and serve my nation. So my family's taken a sacrifice, I've taken a sacrifice, I'm back here doing the right thing. The hit pieces keep coming, but I know who's chumming the water. I know who keeps throwing this information out and the media jumps all over it. And they're going to see some legal actions real soon. I'm working with the legal team. I'm done with it.
Nobody should be surprised that bribery and corruption are going unpunished and unacknowledged in this administration. Elizabeth Warren even marked Trump's first 100 days in the White House by reading out a list of 100 corrupt acts committed by him and his team. And the examples of behavior that are anything but presidential seem endless. I mean, just look at how Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino, and Kash Patel have closed ranks to smother scrutiny of the Epstein investigation. Integrity has no place in this government. And you can bet they'll shield Tom Homan in the exact same way, unless, of course, there's a risk that the fallout of that might finally land on Trump himself. In the grand scheme of things, what's a $50,000 bribe in a bag when compared to a $400 million Qatari jet? It's a drop in the ocean of corruption. If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?